So this is a PragerU video. Trat is the name for trash chat. Trat. That's a Kirk W. if you ask me. So this is a PragerU video, and this is titled, and this is very fun. This is very fun. Why even atheists should teach their children about God. And now, I don't care if you teach your kid about God. I don't care. But this word should right here. And the implication of the rest of this just does not sound very good to me. I'm going to toss that out there. Dr. Kragnoff, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for following. First time chatting, too. I caught a corn poppy on stream. Let's go. Hell yeah, you did, dude. 8 p.m. Eastern, usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, and then sometimes Monday, sometimes Sunday. Pascal's wager bullshit? Ooh, I don't think so. I think it's going to be like, oh, they're going to learn to be good people. And then we're going to read some Bible things that are bad. And then, yeah.
As a therapist, I'm often asked why depression and anxiety are so common among children and adolescents.
Is she going to fucking treat depression and anxiety with Jesus? Because I'm about to get mad. I'm about to get mad. All right, let's try it. Let's keep going. See what happens.
One explanation, almost surely the most neglected, is declining interest in God and religion.
Oh, my fucking God, bro. Oh, my God, dude. Okay, so these people see two graphs. Okay? These people are so fucking stupid. Let's get the paint out, chat. Let's get paint out. What do you say? Time for paint. I treat my anxiety with baby wipes up my woohoo. Wow, really? That doesn't seem like it would work. Just use baby wipes to clean your butt. Hard in the paint. All right, chat. Well, we'll go with this. So they see, they have this idea of like a graph, right? Here's that line. Oh, and then here's this axis, right? We'll go like this. Cool. Sure. Whatever. I'm going to go pencil now. I got to go with pencil. So they see depression and anxiety. This is the big depression. Well, actually, wait. We'll just go with this. We'll just go with sad. Oh, it's sad. DM Trey, thanks for the 22 months. So they see, and of course, depression's never been zero, but whatever. And then they see believing in God. Oops, we got to do a different one. What's God? Blue, probably, because Jesus or something. And then they see belief in God going down, and they're like, oh, this is Jesus Christ. Alex, hold on, we gotta do a better job there. We'll go like this. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's Jesus Christ's murder weapon. So, art with Jakey. So they see these two things, right? And because they're fucking idiots, they go, huh, that's an inverse correlation. Surely that means declining belief in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, has increased depression and anxiety. When really what's happening is, of course, like, just think to yourself for 2 seconds. Yeah, I agree, the Ender. Thank you for the biddies. Think for 2 seconds.
Ramble was just a gorilla.
Why would a person be more likely to be diagnosed with anxiety or depression in 2021 than in 1921? And obviously, as the years go on, that would go up. Obviously, first off, is more higher population.
Was just a gorilla.
But let's go with let's assume they mean per capita. I don't know if they do because they're dum-dums, but so what do you think? What do you think the answer is, chat? why would you have more like why would anxiety or depression rates be shown to increase in 2021 rather than 1921? Jules Chrysler, because mental health problems are more accepted now. Good answer. River killed the doctor. Improved mental health standards. Good doctor. Or good doctor. The good doctor. Good answer.
Her ramble was just a gorilla.
Better psychological medicine, says Dark Imp. Good answer. We're not fucking boomers being told to suck it up. Good answer. We're getting better at diagnosing. Good answer. There's no numbers for it, but depression, pretty common for dark ages when everyone had to believe into Jesus. True. More marginalized populations according to census. More diagnosis, but also the world is a shit show. So, the answer is a little bit of everything. But mostly the answer is because the world was more of a shit show in medieval times than it is now. You know what I mean? Like the average example of a person's life is worse than in 1850 than it is in that it will be in 2050 probably. Unless we go back to those standards of living, I guess. But at least especially like right now, right? So the big reason is, of course, we now report mental illness at a rate that makes sense. They used to call depression or PTSD used to be called shell shock. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have these terms a little bit ago. So, of course, you're going to have an increasing number of people who are diagnosed with things like depression and anxiety that didn't have the proper words or medicine involved prior to it. Of course, right? You're also going to get a situation that occurs where as people's, education goes up, which is, it does go up in general, especially with the, these devices, whether you call this education or not, we have a lot of information inside these things. And since we have so much information inside these things, people can learn a little bit more about the world. You're going to have a decrease in belief of God. These two things occurring at a similar rate does not mean that they are, in fact, causal to each other. Certainly not this.
I see the consequences of this in my practice almost every day. And this is not merely my personal observation. A 2018 Harvard study involving 5,000 people examined how being raised in a family with religious beliefs affects the mental health of children. The study found that kids who attended a religious service at least once per week scored higher on psychological well-being measurements and had lower risks of mental illness. Weekly attendance was also associated with higher rates of volunteerism, lower probabilities of both drug use and early sexual initiation, and a sense of purpose.
Okay, so Railcast, thanks for the prime. A sense of purpose, which is a measurable thing. Good call. There's so many factors to all of this that it's really hard to fucking say that Jesus is the preventative towards this. I would say that there's a stigma within religious communities and thusly conservative communities to go get checked for something like that. Most times when you go to a religious professional, like your pastor or your priest or whatever, and you try to ask them for advice or something, what's the kind of advice you guys get from these people? Pray on it. God will decide. Do 10 Hail Marys, depending on if you're Catholic or some shit. Like a lot of the times they don't get diagnosed at all because they don't ever seek mental health care. And a lot of people that come out of religion are incredibly harmed by it. I mean, you could probably find studies on this. This is just anecdotal from me, but I guarantee you there are studies on this, that people who are apostates from religion report improved mental health the further away from their religion they get. Because that's the experience I've had with every apostasy case I've ever encountered. Ever. They always improve with mental health. Every time. Now, am I just lucky? I don't think so. I have a pretty broad reach when it comes to the apostate part of the country, part of the world, I guess. Doing atheist YouTube for a while, kind of leads you in that direction, having a lot of contact with these people. There's lots of conservatives that are atheists, and they definitely think that religion sucks. So, I mean, it's not even necessarily like a partisan issue. It's just like common sense. Check this lady's name. I bet she's not really qualified to be talking about this. Erica Commissar. You think so? Let's see. Thanks for the biddies, by the way, Eccleston. And the Ender, I will read you in a second. Let's see. Well, I don't have a Wikipedia page. I don't have... There's, like, literally no... What? Oh, wait, how does she not have, like, a Wikipedia page? What? Fresh fiction? She calls herself this. Wait, what? Huh. This is her website. A psychoanalyst, parent, coach, and author. Where's the licensed clinical social worker? I hope she's actually licensed, because that would be pretty icky. Anyway. The Ender. It's almost like those are all indicators of a stable household, not religion. It's interesting.
Yet despite all the evidence that religious involvement leads to positive behaviors, Gallup reports that the U.S. has seen a 20% decrease in attendance at formal religious services in the past 20 years. In 2018, the American Family Survey revealed...
The American Family Survey? How much you want to bet this is a right-wing thing? American Family Survey. I'd be very surprised. I can't actually find it. Would I be surprised if the religious kids were more inclined to be dishonest?
That nearly half of adults under 30 do not identify with any religion.
Oh, wow.
From a purely psychological point of view, this is not a good trend.
I mean, God not real, though, boy. I just looked this lady up, and she's apparently a Freudian psychoanalyst. Or a Freudian.
Nihilism, the belief in nothing.
Nihilism? Did you guys say nihilism? Huh. A Freudian psychoanalyst? Oh, boy.
Is a rich...
The belief in nothing. That is... what? Nihilism. What? The belief in nothing? What?
Fertilizer for anxiety and depression. In contrast, the belief in God, a guardian figure who loves us, is an invaluable source of support and comfort.
This is gross. What the fuck? This is like fucking awful.
I am often asked by parents, how do I talk to my child about death if I don't believe in God or heaven?
I'll do it. Does anybody need their kid to learn about death? Because I'm about to teach them. Her inability to say nihilism proves nihilism proves she's an absolute fraud, of course. Okay, so I'm an atheist, and I have been forever. How do you talk to your child about death if you don't believe in God or heaven? This is a very Christocentric question to ask. It implies that you came from a basis of believing in the afterlife. You have since shed that belief, but still don't have like a real concept about death or whatever. So I do, because I never had that shit. Okay, so so kids, tune in, bring the family around, organize the youngest up front, and sort of make like a, because the little ones have to sit up front so they can see better, so you can pop a corn. So now you could also pause. I'll be here. So now we're all set, and we're gonna talk to the kids about death. Hey kids, so you're alive right now, and being alive is a wonderful thing. It's a really cool thing. You get to enjoy your friends. You get to eat pizza. Pizza's amazing. French fries. I don't know what else kids like. Beyblades. YouTube kids. iPad time. You guys love that shit. And also, I mean, stuff. Don't swear, kids. And also, like the way that we are made from pieces of the universe. Like you and me, our stuff, the stuff that makes us, our skin and our fingernails and our hair and our eyeballs and our blood and our poop. You say poop. Kids love it when you say poop, especially if you say it weird, okay? Poop. See, kids are just giggling. They're like, he said poop. Some of you are giggling because I said poop. But anyway, even your poop was made in the middle of a star. The same stars that shine up in the sky right now. If it's dark out, go look outside. If it's daylight out, look at the sun. The sun is the closest star. That's a star too. We were all made inside of stars, which is pretty cool because stars are pretty cool. And so we're basically the universe looking at itself and enjoying itself and learning about stuff and trying to have a good time. But someday, when we're old, hopefully, or if we're unsafe or unlucky, we will no longer be alive. And no longer being alive means that we're not going to be able to interact with the stuff. We're not going to be able to eat pizza. We're not going to be able to poop. We're not going to be able to look at stars. And that could be a little sad. And it's okay to be sad about that. And that's fine. But also, it's just part of it. You get to learn how to be a person. And you get to experience things. And sometimes they're only going to be once in a lifetime. And it's going to be awesome. And then someday that journey ends. But guess what happens? All of our stuff, including our poop, goes back into the earth. Goes back into the air. Goes wherever. And that stuff, even your poop, will eventually make its way into new life. So in a way, that's kind of the afterlife. Is donating your pieces, your skin, your hair, your fingernails, your eyes, and your poop to whatever comes after us. And that's pretty okay. Your poop might become a flower. That's true. Lion King taught us this. The circle of life. Yeah, but kids today have not seen Lion King. We are adults now. We are 30 years old. Lion King was for us. Toilet humor things why I don't want kids. You don't want kids because the word poop exists? You shouldn't want kids for lots of other really cool reasons. Like they suck. Sorry, kids. You're kind of a burden. I'm sure your parents love you. I'm not your parent, though, and I don't love you. I don't love you. I like you, though, and that's pretty cool, too. You could tell them short answers? Yeah, or you could tell them the long answer, which is a better answer. Kids are smart. I'm not talking your toddler. If it's a toddler, just, fucking tell them to fuck off. They don't even remember that shit. I'm kidding. Please don't mistreat your children. You get recycled by the earth. What I would tell kids. I mean, that's fine too, but I mean, like, they don't know what the recycled necessarily means. Just really get into the conversation. Like, don't be scared of the conversation to death. In fact, I bet it probably helped at least one of you in chat right now deal with death from a secular perspective, because somebody in chat used to not be secular and has a hard time reconciling death with themselves. Jake, my kids are crying now. Well, you should have been a better parent and not shown them me. Lilith, thanks for following. So someone asked if this is a safe space channel. Is this a safe space channel? Your chat won't bully me or mock me if I come here and chat normal. Yeah, if you're not a dick to anybody. If you're not a dick to anybody, this is probably one of the best communities on Twitch. I'm not really making that up. Jilly Foo, thanks for the 50 biddies. I genuinely wish someone took the time to explain death like that to me. When I lost a friend, I didn't know how to process it because no one bothered to prepare me for it as a kid. Yeah, and I think it's okay to be sad about death too. And I think we need to normalize the idea that it's not like, I don't know, we treat death with such kid gloves, which is a weird way to say we don't allow kids to be involved in it. I think kids need to understand that they're not invincible. But not like in a scary way, in a way that just is like really matter of fact. Like, you can get hurt and die, so please be careful because I love you very much. And I want you to be around, and I like spending time with you. And just normal stuff. Not safe for dicks. Yeah, if you're a dick to somebody, like, it's probably not going to be safe. If you're just trying to vibe in here, we have a very it says it in the thing, but this is probably one of the most, I mean, just look at this. We have pride flags on the fucking setup, right? Like it's a very inclusive space. If you're not a bigot, you'll probably work out just fine here. So thanks for hanging out. Martin B. Farton, thanks for following. My cousin's dad died recently, and I want to help him with it, but I struggle because I don't know if he's religious or not. I don't want to spoil the tooth fairy thing for him. Yeah, I mean, it's just like self-preservation is instinct. Apparently fucking not. Have you met an American? Like, what? What do you mean? These motherfuckers are going out there and coughing to death every day. What? Self-preservation is an instinct. Self-preservation is something you have to fucking, like, motivate yourself to do, apparently. Can't prevent your death, but you can enjoy your life. Yeah. You can prevent your early death, probably. Bridge to Terabithia, huh? Oh, that's interesting. Thanks for hanging out, Ella Katie. Everyone needs to read Caitlin Doty and watch Ask a Mortician. I had serious death anxiety and watching her helped. Oh, interesting. Thanks, Tasha. I do not have death anxiety. I don't want to die. All of my anxieties, and I think most people's anxieties about death, aren't necessarily focused on themselves. It's usually focused on, like, how will people carry on without me? As if I'm some sort of, like, important linchpin in everyone's life. And I am for some people, but it's like, they'll be fine. As long as you know that, as long as they know, and this is kind of, I've been trying to make changes in my life. As long as the people that you love in your life know that you love them, your death may be tragic if it ever happens. Well, when it happens, but I mean, like, if it happens before you're supposed to die, like before you're an old person. It gives me peace of mind to know that if I die, the people that are important to me will have no question as to where they stood in my eyes. Does that make sense? Like, I can be a very blunt person. But I think blunt doesn't mean you have to be a dick all the time. I think just like, I fucking love you, right? If you love somebody, just be like, I love you, and I really appreciate you. And I think that's important. Yeah. You got scared to die? Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I don't think, I certainly don't want to fucking die. I have no intention of getting out here and trying to be a dead person, but it's gonna happen someday, and I get sad about it sometimes. I get more sad about my dog dying though than anybody else, really. I mean, Sarah, but like, my close friends and my dog. Like, that's pretty much it. Jake, fuck them kids. Definitely them kids fucking suck. But I don't know. I don't think it has to be that big of a deal. Talk to kids about death.
My answer is always the same.
Oh, God.
Fake it.
Lie to your kid. Okay.
There are many things you don't tell your children the full truth about. For instance, if your children hear about a tragedy that has occurred in your community, you tell them that it will never happen to them. We don't have a crystal ball.
Wait, no, do tell them. What? That's so bad. Wait, no. This is incredibly bad. This is toxic. Yeah, this is fucking terrible. Don't tell your kids that they can't be fucking hit by a car. They're going to walk out into traffic like a dum-dum. No wonder. This psychologist was the child psychologist for every Republican, apparently, because none of them have a fucking survival instinct whatsoever. Drew Daney, I have a bad health thing and my time left is shorter than most here. Not looking forward to going, but I don't hesitate to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, that sounds, I mean, I wish for you a longer stay. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can't help it, but I think I thought lying was a sin. Yeah, I don't know. I think brushes with mortality, of which I've had them. I'm alive, so I've had brushes with mortality. I've had like 3 different occasions where I was like, oh, this might be it. Maybe 4 actually. I had one really turbulent flight, but we were fine. But I was like, well, I guess I'm fucking dead. I think it takes incredible strength to understand that, like, you know, at some point, this sort of ride on this weird orb that has fucking created life, that's over at some point, right? But I kind of like it. And there's a little bit of a solace in knowing that, like, you know, right now is the oldest I've ever been. And at some point, I'm gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna hit a wall there. It's kind of like your personal best every day. Like every single day you wake up, you just crushed your last personal best record of being alive. You know what I mean? Like you're setting a personal world record every day. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. What if I succeed is still a bit chilling? Yeah, I get it. Such a low bar. Not really, dude. Because again, you know, it's not just about waking up every day, but sometimes it is. Sometimes you're in a place where just waking up tomorrow is like kind of a big deal. And you should celebrate that. We have little wins every day. You know what I want chat to do? You know what I think would be good? Is just tell everybody, or tell yourself at least, because we usually dwell on negative shit. Celebrate something good you did. Just celebrate it. You're like, I fucking cleaned the kitchen today. That's something I did today. I didn't want to clean the kitchen, but like, it had to be done. And I like the kitchen clean, and I like being in the kitchen. So I can cook and stuff. I gotta cook after this. Like, and allow yourself to just, even for a moment, acknowledge, whether it's out loud or nothing, allow yourself to acknowledge a good thing you've done. Whether it's a good thing in general, or a good thing for you, or just a nice thing that happened. I don't know. Like, you gotta understand a little bit more. Made a meal at home today. That's not always easy to do, right? That's fun. That's great, Magnetar. I have beaten back my OCD to where I can actually live and function like a person. It was hard, but I did. That's great. All of this is good. See, that's glorious too, Baja. Glorious. Nothing better. There's no better feeling. When Sarah and I got this house, and we just finally were able to move in, I literally laid down on our bed or whatever we were on, just together with her. And we just sort of laid there and just was like fucking letting the stress roll off us. That's good shit. You cleaned the bathroom. See, this is good shit. Did yoga. These are good things. More positivity like that. Less of this bullshit. Less of this stuff out here. More positivity. Because, like, we steep in negativity as a culture. Because we're on social media, and everything on there that's newsworthy is a bad thing. Right? We steep in, like all of this stuff every day. News and fucking chuds like this. But that's why when we come here to this chat, or we go anywhere else, hopefully. But this specifically here, lasagna fucks so much, Chrissia, that you don't even need to. Lasagna's good. I want lasagna so bad. What if I just be mean and bully myself instead? You're going to do that anyway. So instead of doing it all the time, pick one thing and just be nice to yourself. Just one. One whole thing. And have it be a real thing. Don't be like, oh, I'm not as shitty as I usually am. No. Say something nice about yourself. Just that's it. It doesn't have to be a big deal. I literally said I cleaned the kitchen. Is that a big deal? Not really. But it felt good. My kitchen looks really nice today. I'm trying really hard to stay motivated on stuff because I didn't realize this was happening because I didn't feel like everybody, every one of you, including myself, we all experience COVID in different ways, but all very similar ways, right? Just constant tedium and boredom and sometimes worry and stress about like the whole thing. I definitely got like, although I didn't feel sad, I didn't feel worthless, I didn't feel like clinical depression symptoms, but I got some form of depressive something to where I was just entirely unmotivated, not about myself, but just to do other stuff, just to do stuff, important stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm sure everybody went through a version of something like that. Hell yeah, Altered Rin. Friends and weed is a good thing. Clean a whole room? Let's not get crazy. That's what I'm saying. Executive dysfunction is a bitch. I definitely have executive dysfunctions. But this week I realized how overwhelmed I was, so I called my grandma and we cleaned the house together. I feel so really... That's fucking... See, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Sanity awaits me. Thanks for the 5 months. You did a productive... Thank you. I did. It broke me out of that state. Yeah. I want friends and weed? Go get you some friends and weed. Even if it's friends not in the room with you. Been spiraling pretty hard for a month, so it's hard to be nice to myself. Yeah, but that's like kind of the thing. I ate a ton of sugar today. Was that good for you? Did it make you feel happy at least? If you don't have like dietary issues, celebrate the sugar. I don't care. I don't eat a lot of sugar, but like, yeah. No, I have the clinical depression, thank you. Yeah, but I mean like still, like sort of it was almost like exacerbated seasonal depression. Where kind of like around the winter time, you just get a little lazy. It was just like extra lazy. Like just extra fucking lazy. Because people stopped coming over to the house for a while. Our normal rituals of like day-to-day life fucking slowed down. Like everything sort of got derailed. And I've taken tests. I have likely ADHD. Not confirmed ADHD. Not severe ADHD. Likely ADHD. My brother has pretty bad ADHD and was medicated when he was a kid. Sarah absolutely has it. And so two people living in the same house that are a little, we're not always the most disciplined individuals. It could be rough, and it was. And so I'm trying to make an active effort to like, and I have been for a while, but like I guess I'm now talking about it. I'm trying to make an active effort to engage in day-to-day like important shit. I really got to do one thing. I tried to do a thing, and then my printer fucked up the thing I tried to do. And I forgot to get back to it because I can't remember stuff. But yeah. Try some corn or we'll sacrifice your newborn. True. Yeah. You help keep Hannah focused since I'm medicated for... Why doesn't Hannah just go get medicated for it? Medicated for all the other stuff. Tack one on. Can't hurt, right? Or can it? I don't actually know. In fact, Alex just got medicated for his as well, and he's her doctors are morons. Oh, I see. Alex just got medicated for it, and he said that his life is drastically improved. I'd be interested to see. I feel like I don't want to be like fully. I kind of want to do a trial period. I am very worried about how that would affect, like, the way I think about stuff from a creative perspective, and that's a thing I genuinely enjoy. But I think it's a false. I think that's a false like insecurity about that, because it seems like I don't think my jumbled brain necessarily helps that. So, and Alex has said you can stop taking it at any time. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like you try not to so that your brain doesn't freak out, right? Because you're medicating your brain. But yeah. Just turned. Sanity, did you oh, that's fucking nice. Sanity, did you experience like a better time with it? Yeah. Shouldn't mess your creativity. I think it's a common concern though. Yeah, I know. I think it's a false concern though. Like intellectually, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Just emotionally, it's like, well, what if that changes how you think? I think it would make me better, to be totally honest. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's a common thing that I think other people talk about too. Like they worry about their work or whatever. But nah, I think I'm just gonna probably go get it at some point. But every time I take a test, they're like, you may or may not. So it's probably used yes, just based on my anecdotal experiences. Keep my thoughts on track and not scattered. See, that's exactly the problem though. See, I have a problem with memory because of that. Because sometimes with ADHD, the way it manifests is if a thing isn't giving you the good feels feedback immediately, you kind of forget about it and kind of try to shrug it off. Bills give me a lot of anxiety, so I've put a lot of stuff on auto pay, because I just like, even though I can afford, like, say I get a bill for $300, that used to be so much money to me. I mean, it's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like flexing out here. I don't have like $1 million, but I could afford $300 when my bills come up, because it's my bills, right? I've already budgeted for it. Still, nonetheless, stressed out about it. Do I have ADHD too? I think most people have something going on, yeah. I can't remember stuff, though. I have a really hard time. I remember everything. It's less remembering. It's more like the phenomenon of, like, we got way off track. It's more like the phenomenon of putting something in your fridge, like in the drawer. Like taking like tomatoes and putting them in your fridge in your drawer, and they're out of sight, and you forget they're in your fridge. But once you open the drawer, you're like, oh, fuck, tomatoes. And you eat a tomato. Like, that's pretty much how my fucking brain works. Brain doesn't properly store short-term memories, so they never get converted to long-term. Yeah, that sounds like me. Like, I forget shit all the time. Thanks, Annie. Have a good time. You can train your brain. Maybe. Yeah, pretty much everyone has ADHD moments, but not ADHD unless it's affecting your life. I think it's. By the way, that's an affecting your life, not an effecting your life. That's okay though. I just saw that earlier today. My anxiety became non-existent. It's fantastic. It'd be interesting. I don't have a lot of anxiety except about bills. I basically have anxiety about bills and other adult things. Anything that is like time-consuming and paperwork and governmental, I don't know why. That's the only thing that really ever gives me anxiety about anything. You know me. You've been around me plenty, Baha, and everybody else. If you watch content, I don't fucking get anxiety about fucking anything except for those like two things. Social things, fine with every single one of them. Don't care about it. It's totally fine. I don't know. It's just my one hang up. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think we need to watch the rest of this PragerU video, to be totally honest. But do you want to? I think we know that she's a dum-dum, but we can finish it. We just kind of went into a different direction. I didn't want to stop the conversation because I think it's fine. Yes, I just got here. But she's basically just saying that, like, you have to treat your children. All right, we'll just keep watching it then. We'll just keep watching it. Kind of want to see. All right.
And cannot know that bad things will not happen to our children. It's not very long. Yet we reassure them with a hopeful narrative.
It's so dumb.
The same applies to believing in God and heaven. Even if you believe that when your life ends, your bones turn to dust and you are gone for eternity, Such beliefs don't help children. They only scare them and create anxiety over death and dying.
No.
Belief in a benevolent God and a heaven does help children with their fear. In our current age of broken families...
This is so fucking stupid, dude. We already talked about this at the top, about how that's so harmful. But kids can take into account the reality that exists and not be broken. I exist. I'm fine. I don't, like, in fact, I would say I have fewer mental health issues besides ADHD, probably, and that's only a probably. It's definitely not as severe as I've seen other people if I do have it. I don't have depression and anxiety. You know what I mean? Like I don't have what most people have going on. I'm pretty neurotypical, which, by the way, I feel like is at this point neuroatypical. But anyway, like, I feel like people who say they're neurotypical are pretty much just in denial. But like I have fewer mental health issues than most people I know by like a long shot. Not that I don't have any, just that I have fewer. Like, I have anxiety about paying bills. That's not nothing. Like, that's weird, right? I shouldn't have that, but I do. And I knew I was going to die from, like, 5 years old. Like, I actually understood death about 5. And it's a little scary at first. But then, like, hey, like, I was dead before I lived. You know what I mean? I was literally a dead person prior to being alive. I was unalive. I don't know what. It's not a big deal. ADHD is neurodivergent if you want to identify. Yeah, but I don't really. I'm just saying, like even my ADHD, if I do have it, which I probably have some. Like some effects from that on a regular basis. It's not as expansive a list as someone like my partner, for instance. She does not have. She has different experiences with ADHD. My brother has different experiences with ADHD that are much more severe than I deal with. But yeah, so I wouldn't consider myself neurodivergent on the basis of it means something colloquially, even if it's like technically true. Just like colloquially speaking, I think you expect sort of a different thing, and so it's not really my space for it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Distracted parents, school violence, and nightmarish global warming predictions. Imagination plays a big part in children's ability to cope.
All of those things are caused by Republicans, by the way. Literally all of those are caused by Republicans.
It is far better for kids to use their imagination constructing something positive, such as a God who cares about us.
This is a terrible argument for believing in God. Absolutely terrible argument.
Than the dark nihilistic idea that there's no creator and protector and no purpose to our existence.
I'm not lying to you. I genuinely think the Pascal's wager is a better argument for believing in God than this is. Wild stuff.
I am also frequently
I have a
asked
headache.
how parents can instill
Have I been yelling? I feel like I've been yelling. Nothing really came out of that. Chrissia with the biddies. That's not nihilistic. She's just a dumb bitch. She's definitely a dumb bitch.
Gratitude and empathy in their children. Again, the best answer is involvement in an organized religion. All traditional
Dania, thanks
faiths
for following.
encourage gratitude and empathy as antidotes to entitlement and selfishness.
Then why aren't you socialists?
These are the building blocks
What?
of strong character. They also protect against depression and anxiety.
Gratitude and empathy protect against depression and anxiety. If you have empathy, you'll never feel depression again. Because, you know, if you have empathy for someone that's suffering, you can't feel their suffering. I don't know.
Additionally, religion provides children a chance for community. Being with people who share their faith can act as a buffer against the emptiness and isolation of modern culture. This is more necessary than ever in a world where teens can have hundreds of virtual friends and few real ones.
I know these people are boomers, so they don't really understand. I have genuinely made more deep and lasting relationships with people online than I ever have. Well, not ever, but than I have with people that I've met in real life before. Like, I mean, just because someone is far away from you does not make them not a real friend, guys. For the record, I know that, like, a lot of us grew up a little bit before the internet or right after its inception, but, like, these are real people that really exist. Every single one of you, though you go by a moniker in my chat, every single one of you exists and is a person. And not all of you, but there's a lot of you in the community that have become real friends. And within that, there are some of you that fuck each other. And there's others of you that love each other. Some of you I might fuck or love. Who knows? Isn't that wild? And I do one of you. Which one is it? Bite over it.
Good call, baby boo.
Old enough to know better now. Thanks for the giving one to Cosmic. Play your cards.
And religion
right, chat.
helps.
What did I join? Oh, Jason's. This is a cult. This is a cult. Yeah, you've joined a cult. But you're in now. So get comfy.
Teach children mindfulness, a sense of self-control and discipline.
So this is the right place to be, followed by a follow. Thank you, Jason's.
Your young children might not be aware they are entering a house of worship.
One of us. Plus Profit, thanks for the 500 biddies. The 500 simpin' biddies. Jake loves me best. Maybe.
But they do know they're supposed to act in an appropriate manner when they are there. They have to relax their bodies and calm their minds.
Ooh.
It is true that if you feel ambivalent about God and religion, your children will likely follow your example.
Okay.
However, if you practice religion or send your children to religious school, knowing it is good for them, you might surprise yourself and get something meaningful out of it too.
Oh, wow. You might actually also catch the Jesus. Could be. I don't care if you're religious. I do not give a shit. It's totally fine if you're religious.
Oh, baby boo.
Kirthan, thanks for giving one to Jason's as well. Thanks for spreading the cob around the noobs. If you're religious, you get to be religious. That's fine. You get to teach your kids about your religion, and that's fine too. But what you don't get to do, in my opinion, is say that just believe in God and your depression and anxiety will be solved. Because that's not true. And it hurts people, dude. Have we slept in the same bed before, Alex? Have we? When have we slept in a bed together? I've definitely slept in the same room as you. Last week, even. But I don't remember sharing a bed with you. I have shared beds with men, though. I've bedded many a man. Jake doesn't remember. Uh-oh. 2012 after a party. Oh! Whoa. It was you with me and Dave? Wow. I bedded two men at the same time. Wow.
In other words, your children may bring you back to faith.
Wow.
It's certainly worth an extended
Look at all those white and delightsome blonde people. That's nice. That's pretty nice.
experiment for their sake and for yours. Consider one more argument.
Okay, one more argument. Let's hear it. Very smart.
If you take
This lady, by the way, wouldn't be able to stand up to pop a corn in this specific conversation. That's so sad, dude.
The idea seriously that your children should be free to choose or reject God and religion. They need to be exposed to God and religion. How else will they be able to make a free and informed choice?
Religion is fine. Cult programming is not fine. Unless it's for the almighty cob. This is true. Maize B. The cob, the kernel, the husk, and the other husk. Just the other one. It's on the both sides. That's what it is.
We live in a competitive, stressful society that idealizes materialism, selfishness, and virtual rather than real human connection. Having a religious community and a belief in God is the best antidote to all of.
Dude, why are they fucking approaching him like it's the end of Hereditary? Dude, I think the Hereditary music is playing. Dude, if I just okay. Look at this without me. Here, I'll leave. Just look at this. Just this screenshot from PragerU, but this gives me goosebumps still. That's as much as we can play. That's literally all that we could play, but yeah. Yeah, this is creepy. Hail Paimon. That's true. Her fucking religion is all about prioritizing God over humanity. It's all about fucking virtual relationships. That's true. I didn't like that. If you haven't seen Hereditary, oh boy, that literally gives me goosebumps. Can you see my goosey bumps? You can't. You can't see them. That's a fucking creepy movie, dude. That movie is unsettling. That is an unsettling film. Yeah, you should get really high. First 20 minutes I was done. Cowards. Hereditary is probably the best horror movie of all time. It's better than Midsommar. Definitely. Get high. Get one friend. Neither of you talk through the whole movie except for when you're freaking out. Okay? Get really high. Really, it's got to be dark. Okay? Sit with one of your... Scarier than The Shining? Way scarier than The Shining. The Shining isn't even scary. What? And then just watch it in the loudest, biggest screen available to you. Hereditary, fucking scary, dude. Really scary. Because you got to let yourself buy in. You gotta just go into it and be like, you have a 75-inch TV? I think I have the same size. Yeah, put it on there. Midsommar is not better. Plus Profit. It's a good movie, though. It's such a good movie. And it's scary as fuck. Almost as scary as this.
Of that. Whether children choose to continue to practice as adults is something you cannot control, but at least give them a chance to believe in God.
This is icky, dude.
And find comfort in religion. They deserve it.
Return of the Living Dead is
I'm
not
Erica
a good horror
Komisar,
movie. She's a trash bag is what she is. What a garbage human. Get the fuck out of here. You suck.